welcome to another edition of WIP Wednesday. So this week I got quite a few pumpkins made up. I got a lot of pumpkin bodies made up. And for those of you that have been watching WIP Wednesday, the number of pumpkins that you can get out of one cinnamon swirl cake is approximately 11. Now, I do have 8 completed pumpkins, meaning that they have their stems, so I'll go ahead and show you guys those. Got these two. I did the stems a little bit different on each one. And then I've got these guys. This one didn't get a curlicue. So those are the 4 orange pumpkins that I finished. And here in a bit, they're going to go in the box to go to Scream Hollow. And then I am using a 4mm hook to make these pumpkins, and my 4mm hook happens to be this, and it had it's got a silver pumpkin with a teal stem on it. And when I finished the orange pumpkins, I decided to make something similar to this pumpkin here, and so I made these guys. And this is Aaron Fleck, Red Heart Super Saver. And then this is, I think it's called Real Teal, which is also a Red Heart Super Saver. But I made 2 of these guys and 2 more. So those are all going to go into the Scream Hollow box. If you're keeping count, that is a total of 11. I think finished. I have 3 orange ones already in the box. 4 more oranges, that makes 7. Yeah, I have a total of 11 completed pumpkins for Scream Hollow. I'm shooting for at least 20. This year Halloween falls on a weekend, so I imagine the gift shop will be a lot busier. At that point, I ran out of eyes, so, I had to take a break, and we'll throw these guys over there. I had to take a break because I ran out of 12mm safety eyes, and so I did start making stems for the other ones, but they're not attached, and I do need to finish making stems for what I have left in my bag, because before I finished those, this bag was like super full, and the plan was to finish the pumpkins and then start sewing the bats together. I didn't get that far because while I was surfing YouTube, I found this cute little pattern for toads. This pattern is not finished. I still have to make the legs and do the eyes, but so I got sidetracked while making the stems and found this cute little toad pattern from Complicated Knots, which I will link in the description box. I'll link all of these patterns in the description box, but they were too cute. And you have the body, and then you have an overlay that goes over the top that you sew down, and then you have 4 little frog legs, which I haven't made yet. So I have 2 pieces of a toad. She calls it a toad, but for some reason I keep calling it a frog. I think I may have overstuffed the body a little bit. Oh! Okay, well that's now across the room. I may have overstuffed the body a little bit. because the bottom is not flat. So yeah, but I think for my first one, it'll be okay. It was a pattern that I wanted to give it a go, see how I liked it. And if it turns out well, I will probably make more of them in different colors. I'm sorry, I had to text Benjamin, tell him to come here and grab that body part before Kiwi gets a hold of it, because Kiwi will chew it. And I'm stuck behind a table right now. I can't move the table. But anyways, so those were the things that I was working on. And then I got an impromptu invitation to a baby shower. And so I wanted to do a baby blanket, of course. I have a purple ombre bunny rabbit that I made some time ago. It used to be in my Etsy shop, and nobody's ever wanted it, so I decided that I would make that my gift, along with a package of diapers and a package of bottles, because she is a single parent and she's been kind of struggling a little bit to get all the things that she needs for the new baby. So I used the last little bit of savings that I had to get her what she needed, or to get some things to help out. And then I'm also trying to finish this blanket before April 5th. The baby shower is on April 5th. And so I'm working this up for her. Now, the variegated color here is actually, I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but it's actually blue, purple, pink, and green. And it is Yarn Bee Cozy with a Twist. That's what it looks like. I had 6 of these, but they're only 66 yards, which I thought was going to be enough, but it's not. It measures in width 50 inches. Probably it's going to end up having to be turned this way, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the right amount of length, so it may end up having to go vertically instead of horizontally. But so this yarn is a discontinued yarn, and it is marked as a 6-weight, and it says to use a 9mm hook. I'm using a 10mm hook. And when I did this bottom portion, I started doing the math, and I was like, it's not going to be big enough. I'm only going to get 24 inches worth of length out of these yarns. So to tie in more purple, since the bunny rabbit was purple, I grabbed 2 balls of Premier. This is Premier Parfait Chunky, I think it is. Premier Parfait. It's Premier Parfait something. I know that. Okay, the 2 balls I have say just Chanel. It's also marked a super bulky, but I think it's the Parfait Chunky. I hope it's the Parfait Chunky, because I did order one more. Okay, this is Editing Adrian. So I just got to looking, and on the Premier website, the Just Chanel is labeled as a weight 5 yarn. But the 2 balls that I have say that it's a weight 6, which was confusing me a little bit, because it is so much thinner than this variegated color. And what I ordered to go with it was the Parfait Chunky. I ordered that from Amazon because it was marked as a weight 6. Now, this color is called Iris. On the labels, this color is called Iris. I looked on the Premier website. They don't have this color anymore in just Chanel. The purple color that they have is called Grape Soda. So I don't know if that's the same color or a similar color. I know that in the Premier Parfait Chunky, they had the colorway Iris. So hopefully when that stuff comes in, it will match. If nothing else, the colors will match. I'm thinking that probably the weight is not going to, because I'm thinking this is marked as 6, but maybe it should have been marked as a 5. So probably, I'm thinking probably the next section of purple is not going to be as holy as this turned out to be. I did check my Dollar Tree and they don't have any just Chanel right now. Like I said, I can't buy any right now. 1, because I'm broke, and 2, because it won't get here in time if I go to the Premier website and purchase it from there. So anyways, I just wanted to pop in and mention that I did do a little bit of research on these yarns. Yeah. Back to the video. One more ball to try to make another stripe and to do a border around it. But I had 2 of these. That's what the purple is. I had 2 of these. Each one is 65 yards. So I bought another ball from Amazon, which hopefully will be here on the 3rd, like it says that it will be, and that will give me enough to do another stripe of solid purple to mix in, because this is actually 2 balls of the Yarn Bee, 66 yards, and then this is two balls of the Premier Just Chanel, which, like I said, they're both marked super bulky. They're both marked as 6s, but you can see, like, I think you guys can see, like, the Just Chanel is much thinner than what the Yarn Bee is. But I think that'll give it a nice texture. It does mean that I'm going to have to do a border, because if you look, it does kind of go in a little bit on the sides here. So I'm thinking I'll have to get something and do a little bit of a border. If I don't have enough of the purple to do a border, then I'm thinking I could do one in acrylic. This blanket is turning out to be a mashup of different yarns, just because I wasn't planning on making a baby blanket. I didn't have enough of any one color, to do a baby blanket, but I wanted it to be, that soft Chanel. And I originally, when I first started it, I didn't want it to have holes in it big enough that the baby could get their toes through. Now this, maybe they could get their toes through, maybe, I'm not sure. I'm just doing a single crochet. It's just a single crochet blanket. I didn't pick anything with, a lot of stitch definition, because it's a fuzzy yarn. And then I didn't want to do anything that was going to be, super holey, because the baby toes getting stuck in the blanket. I didn't want to do that. So I thought probably a single crochet was just going to be easiest. Plus, with the very short amount of time that I have to make this blanket, I don't have to stare at a pattern. I could just mindlessly single crochet across, chain 1, and turn. As it is, I have enough yarn to do another section of this color, which each each section is 14 rows. I got 14 rows out of 2 balls of this, and then I got 14 rows out of 2 balls of the Premier Just Chanel. And I had a total of 6 of these, so I'm going to use 2 of them, get 14 more rows, and then do another section of purple, but that yarn won't be here until April 3rd. So on April 3rd, when the yarn gets here, I'll really have to push it to get that last purple section out and the last section of the variegated out, and then get a border on it all before April 5th. So I'll have 2 days to get, I'm pretty sure I can do it depending on what time the yarn is delivered or what time the yarn hits the mailbox, but I'll definitely be waiting outside just to try to have enough time. And then I might be working through the night to get this blanket finished for her. But like I said, it'll be worth it. She hasn't had a lot of help with this baby. She's been struggling a little bit. And I think that, I think she'll be happy with it. I really do. Even if I end up having to put an acrylic border on it, to even the edges out. Even if I didn't put a border on it, she would probably be happy with it. Just because somebody helped her. But the thing about it is she's a single mother with her first baby, and this will be her first baby, and she's scared, and she doesn't have a lot of help, and anything I can do to help her, you know what I mean? And if that means staying up late one night and working all the way through the night to make sure that her baby has a blanket, to go with the diapers and the bottles that I got her, then so be it. It frustrates me when I hear about mothers who don't have any support and don't have any, help, especially when it's their first baby, because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what to expect. I had my son at 17 years old, and I can tell you honestly, I would not have been able to do it had I not had my family for support. Now, that isn't to say that she is younger. She's actually, mid-20s, early 30s, somewhere in there. But still, it's a scary thing to have a baby and not have anybody there to tell you, like, it's going to be okay. These are some things that you can expect. Granted, we've all been doing it for thousands of years, but that doesn't mean that it's not scary, especially when it comes to the financial end of things, you know what I mean? So that's what I'll be working on this week, is really pushing through this blanket, to try to get, I'm pretty sure I'll be done with this top section here that I'm working on. I'll be done with that within the next day or two. And then at that point, it'll just be waiting for the other yarn to come in so I can make another push and get the rest of it made. So I'm pretty sure I'll be finished with this section before that yarn gets here. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting for that yarn to get here, I will go back to doing pumpkins, stems, I'm sorry, my tea is not sitting well in my chest for some reason. But that's the week's plan. I love the purple, and as much as I wish that this yarn had been a little bit thicker to kind of match this thickness, that was a big thing, trying to find something that would work. I didn't have a yarn that was the same thickness that would match, and just this color wasn't going to be big enough. I couldn't order anything because it was such short notice. The only reason I was able to order this stuff here is because I happened to find somebody on Amazon, and I was able to get it 2-day shipping. So yeah, I'm broke for the next, I don't know, whenever YouTube decides to pay me. But anyways, guys, that is what my upcoming week is going to look like. It's going to be finishing up pumpkins, finishing up this blanket. I will definitely take pictures of this blanket before the baby shower on Saturday so that you guys can see it. And hopefully sometime this week I will get around to finishing up my little toad whose body is still over there on the floor. Surprisingly, Kiwi has not taken notice yet. So yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I am going to let you guys go for now. Please, let me know in the comments what you think about my mishmash blanket that I got going on here. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!